Welcome back to Home Sweet Home Cooking. I am your host Rocky in my mother's kitchen. My mother is not here today, is she?
No. Oh.
She is here.
That's me.
But it is Monday night, it is fall, and there's going to be football on, so...
So?
She might help, she might not. Football game's not for a little bit, but we're going to do again some more football food, some tailgate food, some party food, because it is football. A couple easy recipes today. One is what's called a tangy beef turnover, which is beef and a few other ingredients wrapped up in some crescent rolls and baked like a turnover. And the other one is a real simple one called brown sugar smokies. And it's the little cocktail wieners wrapped in bacon with some brown sugar, and you bake them. I've also got some meatballs to try with that and some Kaneka sausage I want to cook up as well. And the last, actually there's going to be three. The last one that I'm doing
is drinking beer.
Not sponsored by Michelob Ultra, but I do like Michelob Ultra, if you haven't noticed already. I'm going to start with the brown sugar smokies because they take a little longer to cook. So let me get things set up a little better for that, and we will get started. So I measured these out. Bacon. For the little smokies, you want to cut the bacon strips into thirds. Then you're just going to take it, roll it up, stick a toothpick through, make sure it goes to the spot where it's doubled. Put that on a rack over a pan. That's 1/3 strips for the little smokies. This is just thin cut bacon, it's not the thick stuff. The thick stuff wouldn't get crispy, it would have to cook a lot longer. The meatballs, for this size of meatball, I need 1/2 strips. And the same thing, you just roll it over, put the toothpick through where the bacon is doubled. And that's all for that. Now, the last step is the brown sugar. Bring this down here. Also, if you notice on the pan, I've got some Kaneka, however you pronounce it, on the tray. I'm not going to sugar those, and I'm not going to wrap those in bacon. If you've never had Kaneka sausage, you don't need it. It is that good. So a little bit of brown sugar is going to get sprinkled over the bacon and the wieners and the bacon and the meatballs. If you wanted to, you could do something like this, and you could baste some with barbecue sauce. So you could have a little bit of sweet, a little bit of savory. I'm actually, once I get this, I'm going to hit it with some of my homemade seasoned salt that I make. It's got salt, paprika, onion and garlic powder, and then it's got chipotle, cayenne, and ancho chili powder, and so it gives it a little bit of a heat. I'm not going to put a lot on because there's going to be a lot of salt already in the bacon and the little smokies. So I'm just going to go a little bit for a little bit of heat because I don't want them too hot that my dad won't eat them. Not that he'll eat these anyway, but I want to at least give it a shot. Well, I mean, you never know with him.
Yes, we do. He won't eat it.
Well, he'll eat hot dogs and he'll eat bacon, so I don't see why he wouldn't eat these. Alright. I don't want to put too much on there. You probably want to grease or line the pan with parchment paper before it goes in the oven. I might pull this off and clean it out and put some parchment paper under it. Just keep from burning. That's it. Brown sugar there. And say just a little bit of my spice blend. Come on, there we go. This stuff, I like this on everything. Pork, chicken, beef. It is such a versatile. I'll put it in breading even breading for fish. If I want a little bit of heat in the breading. Definitely in the breading for chicken. Very versatile. Alright, so that is gonna, let's have, I'm just gonna take this off, clean the sugar out of the bottom, put a piece of parchment paper in, and it's going in the oven for, I believe, 30 minutes. If it is, after 30 minutes, if it's not crisp enough and caramelized enough to your liking, just put it in the broiler for a few minutes and let it go from there. So we're gonna get this cleaned up and in the oven, and we'll be back and set up for the tangy beef turnovers. First one's in the oven. Second one, I've got an electric skillet, so hopefully I can get this done right here in front of you. I'm gonna put it on medium heat. I'm gonna take a pound of hamburger. I'm using 85/15, which should be about perfect for this. That should be too much to drain. Break that up. To that, I'm going to add 1 medium diced onion and get that cooked through. When it's about just before it's done cooking through, I'm going to add just a touch. I'm going to go off recipe a little bit and add just a touch of garlic to this. And to season it, I might as well go ahead and season it now. I'm going to use fresh ground black pepper. And for the savory, or for the little bit of heat in it, I'm going to go again with my seasoned salt, my homemade seasoned salt. That should knock Dad's socks off. Okay, so I'm going to get this cooked through and get a little garlic in there, and when that's done, if it needs draining, I'll drain it off. If it doesn't, I'll let you know, and then we'll get to the assembly of the rest of the item. The beef mixture has been cooked through. It is completely cooked. No red, no pink. The onions are translucent, and I added the garlic to that for just a minute. Let that cook in a little bit until it got aromatic. Next thing I added, you're supposed to add 1 jar, 16-ounce jar of sauerkraut. The store didn't have the jar, so I bought a can, a 14.4-ounce can of sauerkraut. You put that in a drainer over the sink. You rinse it off, get the stink off it. As much as you want to get off. If you like yours a little more tart, a little more sauerkrauty, leave some of it on, don't rinse it as much, or don't rinse it at all, just squeeze the liquid out. But my dad does not like sauerkraut, so this is for him that I squeeze as much out as I can. It's in there for a little bit of flavor, a little bit of texture, but I washed as much as I could. You're going to squeeze all the water out you can to get it dry, and you put that in with the beef mixture. Shut the burner off at that point. And also, lastly, was 1 cup of shredded Swiss cheese. Now, this on the pan are crescent rolls, just your store-bought crescent rolls, and this is 2 rolls worth. You need 3. I just don't have room on the pan yet for all of them until I get them wadded up. And you take the 2 triangles and you just pinch together where the 2 triangles meet naturally and form rectangles. To that, you're going to add 1/12 of your meat mixture to each of the rectangles, and very carefully you want to fold them up and get the corners to meet, so you're making yourself a little dough pocket, kind of almost like a crab rangoon or a popover or turnover. And once you get the dough edges meeting up, kind of pinch them to seal, and be gentle with them at this point. You want to make them so you move it over so you got enough room to get them all on the pan. And I'm just going to do this another 10 times, and when we get it done, I'll show you what they look like and put them in the oven. It's going to go into a 375 degree oven when I get there, I believe. I got a few more minutes on that. That should be about ready. And it's going to go in for 15 to 18 minutes at that point. So we're going to get these filled. I'm going to get the other Lil Smokies out, bump up the temperature a little bit, and then we'll show you getting these in. So we'll be right back. Alright, I've got them all bundled up into the little balls of joy. A few little spots keep popping open. Just go back through and pinch the seams. But you're just going to have just the dough wrapped up around, sealed together, and that's going to go in the oven. And just pull the other ones out, so we're ready to go. We'll be back in a few minutes, have this all cleaned off, and be time for a taste test. Football starts in 45 minutes.
So probably 7:15.
We'll get to graze on some of this for supper before and have a few left over for during the game, so we'll be right back. Fresh out of the oven, the bacon looks cooked through and crispy around the edges. The Kaneka sausage skin is blistered, so you know that's nice and hot. And can't wait to dig into these, but They just came out of the oven, so it's going to take a few minutes for them to cool off. The bacon wrap and the Kaneka is done. I'm going to start with Kaneka because I know I like this. This is Cajun.
It's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good in spaghetti sauce.
So that doesn't need anything. It doesn't need bacon. It doesn't need sugar. It doesn't need barbecue sauce. And that's the Cajun. It's got some heat to it. We use that in what recipe?
I don't know.
Well, that was our cabbage, or unstuffed cabbage roll. We used that in. That was just what was left over. I got turned on to Kaneka at the last Chaos Central Alabama Off-Road Society Fall for All up in Gray Rock in Warrior, Gardendale, Alabama. A friend of mine, Kevin Douglas, they were cooking that on a campfire, and he let me have a couple pieces of it, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And they had just the regular stuff, and I like the regular sausage just as much. All right, now I'm going to try a meatball. Try to find me one that's got some good sugar coating on it. Oh, cheers. Hopefully these aren't as hot enough.
Pappy doesn't like those.
It's going to be too hot for him. Meatballs would be good if they were homemade meatballs. I like them. Don't get me wrong, I do like them and I'll eat them. But I think they would just be better if they were homemade meatballs. That's a store-bought one, so it's going to be a little different. I almost would rather have the store-boughts like we have been doing in a crock pot with some type of sauce because it'll pick up the flavor of the sauce a little more and intensify it. It's not bad. It's better than just the meatball by itself with the bacon and brown sugar on it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think for a dipping sauce for that?
Horseradish and ketchup.
Yeah, that's your answer to everything. I'm thinking a honey barbecue glaze or a dip for those would be good. You want to stick with the sweet or a honey mustard because of the sugar. Might be okay. All right, now for the Lil Smokies. Love Lil Smokies. Cheers. This is what the recipe is supposed to be. I just tried it with the meatballs because I didn't know if it was going to work or not. But this is what the recipe originally calls for. Yeah, that's good.
That's the best.
That's the best. By far the best as far as the wrap. What would I change? Nothing on the Lil Smokies. I would keep that the way they are. If I was going to do the meatballs and bacon again, instead of brown sugaring them, I would probably coat them in barbecue sauce and glaze them a couple times throughout the cook process. And have those as a bacon wrapped barbecue meatball. But the brown sugar bacon wrapped sausage, and then of course the Kaneka. But that's good. Alright, so we're going to clear this off, and we'll have a few minutes to get the other ones out of the oven, and we'll give those a try. Be right back. Well, will you look at that? That looks almost good enough to eat. Let's find out. Alright, we'll take the ugly one, the one that kind of blew apart on us as it baked, which is fine. Go ahead and get cross section. Oh yeah, there's some cheese in there. I know it's not really all that up close, but you got some good layer of meat inside there, some cheese, and some stank.
Coconut.
Yeah, that's what he thought it was in a chocolate sauerkraut cake. He thought it was coconut.
And he still likes it now that he knows what it is.
That's going to be hot. So, what do you want to talk about while it's cooling off? These were a little more time consuming to make. They look really good though. Oh, they smell good.
They taste good.
They almost smell like a pasty. Oh yeah.
They're good.
It very much reminds me of a pasty.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no potato in it, obviously. And it uses crescent roll instead of, what do you use for a pasty? Pie crust.
Yeah.
Very similar though. Dad might eat these.
One never knows.
Yeah, I never know. It's not probably not. He probably wants gravy on his or in his.
Yeah.
Which putting gravy in this would be almost impossible. Let's see. As far as changing anything to this, I think you could probably, if you're going to do more than 12, if you want to do another roll, you could probably add something else to the stuffing, like mushrooms might be good in this.
Oh yeah.
Or green peppers. Or if you want it a little bit wetter, you could probably even get away with some diced tomatoes. That would give off a little bit liquid, keep them soft and steamy on the inside. As far as the other one goes, I think the other ones, I would go halfway through, 15-20 minutes, flip them over, and then brown sugar the other side as well, and leave that the exposed side, because the bacon was still soft on the bottom, and of course there's no sugar on that, so sprinkle some more sugar on it, flip it over, put some more sugar on it, and let it go, and you have a little more sugar, a little more crisp on the bacon. That's the only two things that I can see to change. Either one of these is maybe play with the fillings if you want a different flavor to it. But I like this. This is a football finger food. And they're almost shaped like footballs. You could probably shape those into a football shape.
Probably.
Quite easily. So yeah, here's to the football food. Thank you all for watching. I'll try to link, if I remember, I'll try to link another one of our previous tailgate videos to this one, our last one. We're going to do another one next, either Sunday or Monday. Maybe, depends. Trent is going to be helping me around my house on Sunday, so we might not do that until Monday Night Football. And then stay tuned to that one, because that is going to be 2 different ways to make football finger food pizzas. So that one sounds good.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that one sounds good, but I wanted to wait for that one. Because I thought maybe Wendy could join us because she'll eat pizza, but if it's going to be on Monday, she won't be here, she'll have to work. So give these a try. I think both of them are really good. I'll probably do an iteration of both of them. I know I'll do the Lil Smokies and bacon again. In this one here, I can definitely see me doing this again, trying it with different things.
And I do not taste the sauerkraut.
No, at all. At all. I watched all the Sank up. I don't even feel the texture of it really, because to me they feel like the onions that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't distinguish the difference in them. So, thank you for watching. Give these a try. Give it a thumbs up, please, and make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. We are growing in numbers. I don't know if I'm going to do something at 1,000, but I know if we do somehow reach 10,000 subscribers, I am going to do something, a giveaway of some sort of significance. I'm not going to be able to do it at the 1,000 mark, but hopefully by the 10,000 mark I'll be able to do something for a nice giveaway. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we'll figure something out for when we get to that mark. So again, thanks for watching. Have a great night, and we hope that you see us in another video.
He'll probably give me away.